It is. It is MeomaikA, and here we go. We are loading on in and spawning in the bottom left-hand corner of Royal Blood. We have the Vietnamese Zerg player, the last king of the sea, representing Team Gosu. It is MeomaikA.
And in the top right side of the map, we have the yellow Protoss player. It is Exostriker.
Here we go, and this is going to be an interesting one because MeomaikA is always a treat to watch. He has such a unique playstyle, is always hyper aggressive and very methodical with how they approach the game overall. But likewise, Exostriker is one of the more aggressive European Protoss players out there. More often than not, we see Exostriker going for all-ins, going for proxies, especially in PvP. I want to see what they do in PvZ though.
I mean, for now it looks like they're allowing MeomaikA to actually take a base, so he will gladly take that hatchery in the network.
There we go. MeomaikA did go for a pull first opener, which is very common. MeomaikA does quite often go pull first against both Protoss and Terran, and it's just a way to get earlier queens, it's a way to get some lings, and it can lead into roach aggression, but it doesn't have to.
Yeah, I mean, it does. It does force Exostriker to go for that cyber core first before the Nexus. So, and there is a Zealot coming as well. So I guess at least there's that. But yeah, MeomaikA probably just going to macro from here.
Yeah, exactly. You know, the pool, like we can even see here, the pool finishes and we don't have any lings on the way. Just drones and just queens instead. So it's just typically a safety thing. It's just to make sure that if MeomaikA does get proxied or he does get cannon rushed, then he is safe and sound, and he is content to even put himself behind economically in favor of doing this as well. And it also forces a reaction, as you were saying. You know, it forces the Zealot out. It forces a little bit of inefficiency out of Exostriker.
Yeah, it's like small advantages that can eventually add up. And we'll see where our players want to go from here, because both opened rather, I mean, macro in their own way, and we do see Exostriker going for that Stargate.
Yeah, we have the Stargate opener here from Exostriker. Everything's looking normal for the time being, but I wouldn't put it past Exostriker to do something like a Void Ray first, just to mix things up, just to keep MeomaikA in the dark. Likewise, talking a little bit about MeomaikA, he has been struggling a little bit in this matchup as well. He's been struggling specifically against disruptor-based compositions. The Novas are something that he dearly hates. He's been very vocal about that. But if he's up against a more standard playstyle, like Blink Stalkers, then I do favor MeomaikA.
Oh, and we have a quick lair coming from MeomaikA as well.
Yeah, that is a 3-minute lair, and this could be for a multitude of things. This could be for a Ling Queen Nidus all-in. This could be for, if we are taking a second gas geyser here, this could be for a Queen Roach all-in as well. If we get more gases, this could be for a Spire. We'll see what this is for.
Yeah, we'll just have to wait and see, and we have to see if Exostriker can see what is happening, as his first Oracle is already moving across the map.
And the Oracle is zooming across the map, and as he dances between the bases, he should be able to get eyes on the lair timing. It should be something that he does come across, and that will give him a lot of information. As the lair finishes, we still haven't seen anything too major either. We do have a couple of lings on the way, which is a bit of a tell. Oh.
I think Exostriker saw this, right?
Yep.
It's a Hydra then. Just straight up.
Yeah, so MeomaikA is going Ling Hydra. This is his composition of choice here in ZvP. You love to see it. This is going to be very interesting. So this is spotted by Exostriker. He's fully aware of what's going on. Lings are rushing across the map. We have a bit of a creep highway being set up as well between the bases.
I mean, you say he's fully aware of what's going on. I mean, he sees what's going on. I don't know if he's fully aware that Meo is just going for Hydras, and these Oracles do get a few drones, but one of them escapes barely alive.
Yeah, and I'm really curious to see how Exostriker responds to this, because I do think rushing into Colossi and rushing into Robotech is a great way to shut this down, because MeomaikA, he's so fond of Ling Hydra, and it's so bad against Colossus. But we'll see, because Exostriker is going for a third base, is going to be defending it with his triple Oracle, but we haven't seen the follow-up tech yet, until now.
Yeah, until now, as we do have the Twilight Council coming down. Also, I want to say that I really like what MeomaikA is doing, using those Overlords as his creep spread.
Yeah, we were talking about it earlier. There's that creep highway being set up. MeomaikA is not one to spread creep. He doesn't throw down tumors. Queens are only for injects in his mind. And I don't know if you noticed, but we only have 2 queens in between 3 bases, so we aren't even injecting every base. So, yeah, a little bit inefficient, but there we go. 3rd queen is now on the way. But I am worried for Exostriker. We have a safe strap in the main. But I'm worried because it looks like Exostriker is still playing out his regular game. He's going into +1 Blink Stalkers. And again, I feel like this is exactly what MeomaikA wants. I think he wants standard play. Like, Ling Hydra can do quite well against Oracle Stalker.
Yeah, I was about to ask. I actually don't often see, like, pure, like, Hydra Ling versus the Stalkers. So I don't know exactly how they fare, but I guess they may do quite well.
Well, the difference here between Hydra Ling and Ling Roach, for example, is that these Hydras can shut down the Oracles. They can shoot up, which means that the Oracles have a harder time supporting the Stalkers, and it means once the Oracles die, then the Lings have so much free reign over those Stalkers. That's why, like, Ling Hydra is almost like a direct counter to Oracle Stalker. So I do worry a little bit for Exostriker, but he is throwing down the Robotics Bay. We do have a second Robo going to be setting up soon as well, so it looks like he is getting ready to go into Colossi, but it's not ready yet.
Yeah, I was about to say, like sure, he is advancing with all of this tech, but MeomaikA is about to be ready to attack. He's already moving forward with his entire army, and he's just gonna camp in front of Exostriker's bases.
Yeah, it really is. And here we go. The Banelings are rolling on forward. We do have a couple of sentries for force fields, but the safe strap is going to go off.
Yeah, it goes off on almost all of the Banelings. The Banelings also have no Baneling speed, so they just waddle by, and now the Hydras are alone.
The Hydras don't really have too much to support them, but the Ling Bane is actually walling off the Protoss army. We actually can't go up the ramp, and we can't help protect that natural base. Meanwhile, the safe strap is about to run out. MeomaikA, he wants to go for the army. He wants to go for the kill.
And that he will, and he is gonna deal with a lot of this gateway army. The Immortal is definitely helping there. The probes are trying to hide from the Banelings.
Yeah, and it looks like the Banelings will not get into the middle line. It looks like one will, and a couple of Banelings will go down. We don't have WCS Game Heart. 15 probes have gone down. The 3rd isn't broken. GG gets called, and MeomaikA takes game number 1.
GG.
GG, and that was pretty close overall. But again, I know that MeomaikA, he wants his opponents to be playing standard. He wants to be going up against +1 Blink Stalkers, and yeah, we can see how well Ling Bane Hydra can work against that.
I feel like that's just a general statement with MeomaikA. He wants his opponent to be playing standard because he does anything but standard.
Yeah, exactly. He can struggle if his opponent is flexible like he is, and like kind of is willing to divert their initial plans against MeomaikA. But here in game 1, Exostriker was struggling to do so, but now we're getting ready for game number 2. And game 2 is going to be taking place on one of the older maps.
Oh. Which one will it be?
One that
is
we
it
haven't
Juggernaut again?
One that we haven't seen yet today. One that we haven't seen yet.
Oh. It looks like we will be going into Death Aura.
Here we go, Death Aura. Ooh, a very iconic map from its heyday. A lot of different features here as well. It did leave its mark in the meta of StarCraft, of Legacy of the Void, and now we're back.
I still think it's one of the best maps in terms of aesthetic. It's very interesting with its colors and stuff. But anyway, we will talk about that in a second, as we are now loaded in and we are looking at our Red Zerg player. We are looking at the last king of the sea. It is representing Team Gosu and Vietnam, MeomaikA.
And spawning in the bottom right-hand corner of Death Aura, we have as opponent, we have the yellow Protoss player representing Alpha X. It is Exostriker. If I'm not mistaken, I believe Alpha X did disband their pro roster, but I think they still have their semi-pro roster, right?
See, I don't know how to say that without sounding upset, but I don't like how cryptic their announcement was. Because as you ask, like I don't know the answer to that. I have no idea. I know that the community itself, I think, is staying. I have no idea what happens to the different rosters.
Yeah, for now, Exostriker is representing Alpha X, and oh boy, we'll see if he can bring it all back here. Again, Death Aura, for those who weren't here a couple of years ago, this was active in the era of 2021, if I'm not mistaken. End of 2020, beginning of 2021. And this is the first map, and it was very controversial at the time, the first map to not have, or one of the first maps, maybe way back in Wings of Liberty this was a thing. Probably in Wings of Liberty it was a thing as well. But the first map in recent times that didn't have an Overlord pillar directly over the natural base of their opponent.
True. I remember those dark times.
And this
when they gave us the Overlord pillars, that they were like, no, you can't have them anymore. And you're like, oh.
Yeah, well, I mean, this was a really landmark moment because after this, like even in the current map pool, we have this more standard now. Like now, it's more rare to have an Overlord pillar over the natural. Now that it's a little bit harder to kind of get an eye on things, and this was very controversial when it happened. I know a lot of Zerg players were upset when this happened as well, and it has kind of found its way into how maps are nowadays.
It was something that was considered standard for a long time, so you know a lot of the Zerg players were used to that type of play, I guess, that game mechanic, and it was taken away. So I mean, they were quite understandably upset. I don't know how much that influences the game itself, but in terms of player feeling, it was definitely something players were upset about.
Yeah, it made it a lot more difficult to scout the opener and to figure out what their opponent was doing. But speaking of scouting, we do see MeomaikA going for a very fast lair. Oh my.
Oh yeah, it's even faster than last time, way before the 3-minute mark, and he only has 2 bases right now. He didn't get that natural that he was able to secure last time.
I'm feeling an Nidus. I feel like it has to be. There's an Overlord in position in the main base. We only have Lings and Queens to work with, and there we go. The Nidus is on the way.
Yeah, that Overlord has been just chilling there around the main base, and it's not being spotted. Exostriker once again just goes for an Oracle. He just has some adepts on the front, but I don't know if he's aware of what's happening.
I mean, Exostriker hasn't seen anything. He knows about the unnatural, and that is it. Exostriker is woefully unprepared for this. We have 1 Zealot, 2 Adepts, and 1 Oracle. We don't even have Warp Gate because it was delayed because of the Oracle opener.
Yeah, the Oracle is moving across the map, so it will not be there for defense either. So that may be the first time that Exostriker will be able to see the Nidus if he spots it at all.
Yeah, and a big reason for this lack of vision is because Exostriker this game decided not to move out with their Adepts. The Adepts typically are scouting for this sort of thing. They're scouting for additional gases. They're scouting for fast lairs. Finally, the lair has been spotted, but it's too late. The Queens are in the main.
Yeah, the Queens have already unloaded from the Nidus. They are already threatening the mineral line. The Adepts are in the 3rd base actually. They have to move a long way to help with the main base defense. Another Oracle is moving across the map.
Yeah, it looks like Exostriker has recognized that the main base is completely forfeit. The Stargate's going to be going down. The pylons are going to be going down as well. And he's going to try and hold on at the natural instead.
Yeah, he's trying to snipe a few links with these Adepts, but this is an overwhelming force, and if he gets surrounded, this may be it.
Yeah, the Lings are going for the surround as well. They do get a surround on the Zealots at least, but they don't get the Adepts. The Adepts, again, are trading very well with these Lings, but Lings are now focusing on that Nexus. The Nexus will fall.
Yeah, the good part is he does have 2 shield batteries in the natural, so he can retreat his units there, but I don't know if this is... Oh, he actually loses an Oracle to the Queens.
Oh, yeah, the Oracle goes down as well, and MeomaikA from here, if he wants to, we can throw down a Nidus at the natural and just rotate over. The 3rd base for Exostriker is finishing up, but as I say that, there is the backup Nidus, so MeomaikA can just bounce from the main of Exostriker to the 3rd of Exostriker.
Yeah, it looks like he wants to threaten the 3rd. The gateway units are still trying to do what they can against these Queens, but they're not quite able to move up this ramp without the damage.
Yeah, and creep is being spread further into the main base, making sure that Exostriker is stuck on 1 base economy. We just see him transferring workers over towards the 3rd, and MeomaikA hasn't spotted this yet. He hasn't seen the 3rd base, but he soon will.
Yeah, the Lings are cued to go there, so he will be able to do damage there. He even puts a Nidus straight into the 3rd base.
Oh exactly. But we have a lot of adepts, and the adepts are trying to focus on the Queen's transfuses. Will keep them alive just barely. Oh, very clutch transfuses here as the adepts do not get a Queen.
Yeah, very clutch transfuses, but the adepts have their transfuse of their own. The shield batteries are still active. At the same time, the Oracle is moving across the map, and MeomaikA actually moves his Queens back.
Yeah, the Queens first go back home to kill the Oracle, and now they can focus on going across the map here to threaten that third base. It just had a little bit of a pit stop, but the Oracle has gone down. And look at the Unistab here. That was the final Oracle of Exostriker.
Yeah, so Exostriker will be able to deal with these Nidus, but what about the third base? The Queens are there, they are off crypto, and they may not be able to escape.
Yeah, the recall working out very well for Exostriker. 1, 2, 3 Queens go down, and Exostriker has actually held on to their third base. Well, they're now, I guess they're natural now, and this is pretty important. This is pretty impactful.
Yeah, now they're about the same in worker count, actually.
Yeah, that's what I mean. Like, because this space survived, suddenly Exostriker is in a better economic position. He has a higher worker count. He's, for the most part, you know, relatively even in bases. Unfortunately, all this creep is making things a little bit awkward, but Exostriker is looking to take a third.
Yeah, he can do so, and there will be Zerglings trying to deny this, but he does have a lot of adepts at this point, and he is going for Glaives.
He is going for Glaze. We have Banelings ready for a bit of a counterattack. Lings do spot these adepts, and they actually slip into the main. The wall's on a wall!
Yeah, the adepts just moved out, so the Lings are able to go in, but there are these shield batteries, so they won't be able to kill any workers. At the same time, the Banelings from the other side are connecting with the probes.
Oh, the probes, they come back a little bit too soon, and they connect with the Banelings. GG gets called, and MeomaikA takes it 2-0.
GG.
GG. That was such unfortunate pathing for those probes. They had left, they had evacuated, and then they came back and they ran headfirst into the Banelings. GG, well played. MeomaikA will take the series 2-0, eliminating Exostriker from the tournament.
Yeah, this is the important part, that this was the elimination match, so Exostriker unfortunately is eliminated from the tournament, but MeomaikA will move on, and we do have an opponent for him.
We do have an opponent, so again, my condolences to Exostriker as their run here in OSC, in the OSC mid-season playoffs, has ended. And MeomaikA, he's still up against the wall. He's still in that elimination match, is going to be moving on forward here, looking to face his next opponent, and it is going to be ZvP.